All right, friends, welcome to another freeze-dried meal review. And today, we're going to be testing out the Southern Survival brand Trail Chili. A few of you have been asking about what I thought of this one.
What do you think?
Honestly, I have no opinion. I've never heard of the company, and so after the last question that came through,
What a face like.
I decided to order it and give it a go. So that's what we're going to be diving in here today. Now, if this is your first video of this nature that you're watching on this channel, let me get you up to speed very quickly as far as what we're going to do. In a moment, we're going to crack this thing open. I'm going to go through the nutritional value on the back. I'm going to open this thing up. We're going to take a look at it. We're going to do a sniff test. We're going to look at it a little bit more, and then we're going to prepare the meal. And then, of course, I will dive into it and let you know my 2 cents of this here. Now, something to keep in mind here, because taste buds are very, what I like doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to like. Let's just call a spade as it is. But that said, I will try to create as much of a clear painting as far as what this is like. You may agree, you may not, but ultimately, if you decide to go out there and pick up some Trail Chili by Southern Survival brand, hey, you have a ballpark
infielders in at the corners, and Stott drives one to right.
idea as far as what your money is going to get you. That said, let's take a dive into this. Now, the first time I actually took a serious look at this here, and I saw what's in it, you have the spaghetti, the beans, cheddar cheese, onions, and beef. Need I even go there? Oh, yeah. This is going to be either potentially freaking awesome or it's going to be an absolute train wreck. Okay, we're talking about 540 calories, 35 grams of protein, which is actually pretty stinking good. So this is a one serving. Actually, for a single serving, 35 grams of protein is pretty darn awesome. But let's take a look at the back of this thing here. From a nutritional standpoint, again, 540 calories. Total fat, 16 grams. Saturated fat, 8 grams. Trans fat, 0 grams. Cholesterol, 75 milligrams. Sodium, 1,210. So for a single serving meal, it is up there a little bit. Total carbs, 64 grams dietary fiber, 7 grams. Total sugar, 9 grams, included 1 gram added sugar. Protein, as we mentioned earlier, 35 grams. And so, of course, those of you that are interested in the ingredients, I'll keep that up on the page a little bit further, and you can decipher, dive into that. Now, this meal is good till August 4th, 31, so 7 years, something like that. Let's see here. So again, pretty interesting. And I try to do some quick homework before jumping on this video here. And I keep going back to a website called BattleBox. I don't know who, because you open up the southernsurvivalstore.com. So I bought this on Amazon, and it opens up some BattleBox website. So I have no idea who the hell makes this. I was trying to get some details about the company before jumping on the video here. But anyways, let's crack this thing open. Okay. These sort of days are my favorite. I get to eat, get in front of you fine folks at the same time.
2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah. Okay, this package is tearing apart. Okay, not overpowering scent, but man, it looks really interesting. So we're going to take out our oxygen absorber. We're going to pour this in here. And there's a lot happening with this here. Okay. All right, right off the get-go, we can see all that seasoning. We can see all the little pasta strips there. These, I presume, okay, there's our beans right here. There's all our beef. And one thing I notice is I'd be interested if this was all cooked together beforehand. No, actually it wasn't, because the beans almost seemed, everything when I came out of here almost seemed kind of separated together. So it looks like they just threw all these ingredients in the bag. And so this is kind of like what I was talking about in the last video with the Cuban rice bowl. That was all cooked before it was actually put in the bag. This, you can see, was added to the bag. All these ingredients were put into the bag. So when we add the water and this hydrates, this is going to be all these ingredients cooking together for the first time. But you can see, here's our little, I think that's our cheese right there. That's our cheese. So, I mean, it smells good. keep in mind as we're going to shovel this back into this package here. Once we start adding the water to this, that's when things are really, oh, you know what? I just noticed I have a hole in this bag. Oh, I hope that's not going to be problematic. If that does,
Houston, we have a problem.
no, I think we're going to be good. I think it's just the outside of the package got damaged. I could see light coming in from the center there, which isn't a good thing when we're putting hot scalding water into this thing. But, all right, as soon as I get the shovel in here, we'll go through the directions. We'll get this party on the go here. Okay. All right, so we're back together. All right, so direction to this, like many others like this here, is pretty straightforward. You're going to remove and discard the oxygen absorber, which we've done that already. This one only requires a 1.25 cups or 300 milliliters of boiling water. Stir well, seal the pouch, wait 8 minutes. Stir again, reseal 7 minutes further, and then enjoy. So 15 minutes total before we can dive into this thing here. So I have the water already warmed up here. We're going to pour a little bit in. I'm going to start stirring this around. And as I've said many times over and over again, if you're new to freeze-dried meals or dehydrated meals, actually last week we had our first dehydrated meal, you want to make sure you get a good stir on. Nothing is, well, I was going to say nothing's worse than getting some crunchies, but oh, it is leaking. Oh, that sucked. Abort! Okay, so we're going to have to get, there is a hole there, so that sucks. All right, so we're gonna have to get creative with how we stir this and how this sits until it's soaked up that juice, because the hole is on the front. I wish I had some tape here, but it's kind of too late now. So, all right. So we're going to get this a good stir here. I'm going to try to keep it on the back side there so we don't lose any of that valuable liquid, because it is, the water line is above the hole there. So that, ooh, look at that cheese. That cheese is already melting. Again, my forecast, this is going to be really awesome or it's going to be horrible. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's. Wow. Okay. First visual. Smells, again, not as powerful as a scent as I would have expected. Now that the water is beginning to soak through this here. But I'll tell you one thing. All that cheese looks pretty darn good. Any of you that know me know I absolutely am a cheese fanatic. Oh, look at that. Let me see if I can get that off the spoon there. That is all cheese. Oh my God, that is okay. We can't let it waste on the spoon.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
All right, moment of truth. Okay, let's see if we can get this out without making a big, terrible mess here. The smell, again, is not as powerful as I thought. I definitely smell some kind of in the cinnamon in there. Let's just, okay, we're not going to waste any time. I'm just going to pour this out. All right, so as we can see here, first impressions, the curb appeal, I mean, it looks kind of like a chili is really what, yeah, I mean, trail chili sometimes. The title says it best there. Chili with some macaroni in there. We can see these beans. We can see the little chunks of beef right there. Yeah, I mean, it looks well balanced. Again, the smell is not what I really expected. Not in a bad way. It's just not overpowering. You definitely smell a little bit of sweet. You smell those beans. You smell the beef, the cheese, and that sweet back note. And so like that cinnamon there, you definitely, that's what, it's certainly a mild scent. Okay, let's not waste any time. Let's dive into this. It's again, it's kind of like a mild flavor. Again, the things that are really standing out for me are is that cinnamon flavor, and with the hint of beef tomato sauce in the back note there. Getting some crunch of the onions that are in here. The pasta so far seems to be hydrated well. Al dente, so it's not overcooked. Just, it seems perfect. That 15 minutes is almost perfect for this. Okay. So when I originally read this with the spaghetti-tini, beans, cheddar cheese. Okay, so now you know we're going to be leading with this. Onions and beef. All of these you can taste in here. It's a very mild, for a chili, it's very mild. The one thing that I would have liked to see or have a little bit more presence of is definitely the cheddar cheese. When you see that, when you have that on the title there, yeah, for me, I expected it. I wanted a little bit more cheese into this. Is it bad? No. For my taste buds, if I know something has cheddar cheese in it, I expected a little bit more out of it, especially when you're eating something like a trail chili. Overall, not bad. Let's take a look at the scorecard for Southern Survival Brand Trail Chili. And friends, and there you go, another freeze-dried meal review. Hope you enjoyed this. Now, is this a meal that would end it or find its way into my trailer? No, for my personal taste buds, no, it would not. But if somebody offered it to me, I would absolutely gobble it up. It is a good meal, not just one of my personal favorites, though. Although if I could get my son to eat this, he generally likes, again, it's a mild enough flavor. I think he would actually eat this. My only concern is the beans, whether he would eat those or not. I think he would. But anyway, it was a good meal and one that I would definitely encourage you to go out there and let your taste buds, have a hand on the rudder and see whether or not you liked it or not. So it wasn't over the sodium that I pointed out earlier, which I thought was a little bit high for a single serving, wasn't overpowering. The part that really stood out for me with this meal was the balance between the cinnamon first note that you kind of, your taste buds are kind of registering like, okay, this is what's in here. You have that tomato base in there with the beef. Not enough of the, again, don't mean to beat this one, but would like to see just a little more presence of the cheese would have actually, I think, moved this one up for me, myself. All right, friends, and that is it for me today. As always, it's great to see you. And that said, I will, we'll see you during the next video.